here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 19th. July 19th?
Yes, sir.
July 19th, and right next to me we have Joseph Theron, come from San Jose, Dark Horse MMA. Now, Joe, let's introduce you once again to all the fight fans out there. Where are you born and raised?
What's up, fight fans? It's your boy Joe Theron, fighting out of San Jose, California. Pretty much born and raised in the Bay Area. Bounced around from San Jose all the way to Monterey area and back and forth in between. Actually lived in LA for a little bit as well.
Oh shit!
And then, came back.
Now I know you have a little hiccup on your last pro fight. Kind of lost by a submission. Let's bring us back a little bit of rewind. What's your thought on your last fight? What would you do differently? If you have to fight Dom, whatever his name again.
Yeah, so we definitely gonna run that back in the future. Maybe 5-6 fights down the road from now. We'll see if our paths cross again. Man, the event was cool. I get in there. I feel like I was a little hesitant. I made a couple mistakes. He's a D1 wrestler. Good grappler. I got taken down. I made a couple mistakes on the ground, which led to a submission. And what it is what it is. Sometimes you take those L's, you learn from them. And then use that as fire for the next one. So
how do you feel fighting MMA in the ring?
In the ring, I mean, it was all right. I really it only lasted one round, so I really didn't get too good of a feel for it. But we used to have a ring back in our gym at Dark Horse, and we used to spar in there all the time. It's a lot different for wrestling, right? Because wrestlers, good wrestlers could take you down, and then you can't use the cage to get back up, right? Also, you could use the cage and take them down as well, and them up against the cage. So it was a little different because I'm used to working in the cage because we don't have the ring up no more. But overall, I feel like the cage is better just because you got that enclosed space. You can work.
No interruption. No
Yeah.
interruption.
Yeah.
You see that there's just a lot of fights on that.
They get stuck in the ropes. They gotta pull them
out.
out.
They have to stop, reset, bring him back to the
people
center.
even falling out of the ropes.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I saw that. And actually, a few years ago, one of our fighters from our gym fighting somebody at Reno. Back in the days, they used the ring, and that was the last call for me that never gonna be allowed any MMA fighter fighting on the ring. Our fighter fighting a wrestler, and then the wrestler shot on him, and then ended up they both fell out of the ring, and the other guy ran on the judge's table and falling out, but my guy stuck on the ropes and ended up tearing his knees, and then that was the end of the fight. And I'm like, after I see that, I'm like, nah, you can't really train for that, and it's if it's good for MMA, why no one does it? There's a reason why all the promotions that does Pride and all these old school fights and nobody does anymore, and then the worst thing is back in the day when the Prides, people would put your hands on the rope and they would do that stump, you can't really do that. Now you can't even grab the fence. When you grab the fence, that's a point, so it's kind of bad experience for me, so that's why I highly not recommend it. But I hope someday actually the commission will allow kickboxing in the cage.
Doesn't one championship do Muay Thai in the cage?
Well, one championship doesn't follow the rules. They make their own rules. Huh? They make their own rules. I mean, they do, they do kickboxing in the ring. They do 5-ounce gloves, kickboxing and Muay Thai. I mean, they mix up all kinds of stuff. But as far as like the unified rules in the United States, it's a ban for kickboxing in the cage. They worry about a toe jam on the fence or something, but the reality is, MMA fighter, they do pretty much everything. Anything that Muay Thai people does it, elbows, knee, flying knees, front kick, side kick, spinning back kick, axe kick, everything, clinch, everything that does it in the ring is pretty much doing in the cage. I mean, there's no difference.
Yeah, I mean, you get raked up by the cage a little bit, but other than that,
it's
never been an issue for me.
Yeah, but I think MMA should be banned in the ring. Muay Thai fights should be allowed in the cage. So I've been bucking the commission to, I actually call and talk to them, and I'm trying to file some, I've been trying to support this idea. So a lot more MMA promoters that want to do a hybrid card that have MMA fight, also Muay Thai fight in the cage, they should be allowed, so I think that's part of the reason some promoters like, I want to get some Muay Thai fight, but Muay Thai fight cannot be in the ring, so they have to use the ring to Muay Thai and MMA. It sucks for MMA fighter, you know, because you can wall wrestling, you can get yourself up, and once you take it down, you're stuck, you know. And then those canvas in the ring sometimes can be slippery too, and it's a downfall for MMA fighter. Now on this upcoming fight, Joe, coming off the loss, I'm sure you're a lot more hungry, motivated. You're fighting a guy that almost perfect opponent that is a Muay Thai fighter, you know. So what do you know about your guy? I can't even pronounce his name.
I think it's Ivy Arnaldo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I might be pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
But he looks like a decent striker. He's a good Muay Thai fighter, former Muay Thai champion.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a good striking match for sure. You know, I'm excited to fight a striker.
You always have almost every person who fought you want to take you to the ground.
Yeah.
This is probably the one and only. Well, again, when I interview him, he's like, I might take you to the ground too. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, it is MMA, right?
It's MMA. You gotta do everything. So So how do you prepare for this guy specifically?
Been training a lot of Muay Thai, obviously. You know, I'm still working on my ground game, especially since my last fight. You know, I've been tuning some things up, right? So, you know, we're sharpening our tools back in the lab and working hard. So I'm excited to showcase these
On
skills.
your last fight, you were fighting catch weight at 180 pounds.
Yes, sir.
You know, so now this fight's 185, and I know you don't really cut much weight. You always walk around like 195. Do you ever think about going to 170?
I cut to 170 my first fight, but it's just a little too much for me. Even in high school, they do a hydration test, right, to see how much you could cut. And even though I was like barely like 180, right, I couldn't cut to 170, so I had to wrestle up to 182s and wrestle the bigger guys, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I could make the weight. It's just about how I feel, and I like feeling good when I'm in there, right? I feel myself. I'm quick. I'm not getting tired. I'm not getting fatigued, right? I can take a hit, you know.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna stick to 85. If anything, bulking up a little bit, maybe 5, 10, 15 pounds.
Right.
You know, and then
lifting some weight.
I've been lifting a lot. You know, I've been putting on some weight. So, yeah, I'm excited for the growth. You know, the next 3-4 fights, you know, will be filled in for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, this upcoming fight, August 17th, in the historical building, Cow Palace. Do not miss it, guys. I have over 20 plus fights on this upcoming card. Amateur doors open at 2 p.m. First fight kicks off at 3 p.m. Professional fight kicks off at 6:30 p.m. Do not miss it out. This event is live stream pay-per-view nationwide. If you cannot make it to the event, make sure you guys order the live stream pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. So now, do your homework. Do you have any concern on your upcoming fight, your opponent? Do you think he has anything that has advantage on you?
Nah, man. I feel like he's an overall, you know, pretty good fighter. And, you know, we're going to meet in the middle. We're going to throw him. And we're going to see who gets the dub. So,
you guys have a very similar record. You know, you are 1-1 coming into this fight. He's 0-1 coming into this fight. When I interviewed him, I asked him, you know, how you do on the first MMA fight. And he's like, you know, he was in Thailand and got sick, and then they want to save the fight card. I think they still pay him more money than they originally agreed. He ended up taking the fight, so I didn't even have a chance to watch the fight. Yeah. Have you seen it?
I watched it. It was actually a few years ago, so he's probably been sharpening up on some things.
He hasn't fought for 2 years.
For 2 years. If he's going to fight MMA, and he's been training at Team Alpha Male with those guys, you know, I'm sure he's sharpening up his tools. So, you know, it's going to be a showcase for sure. But I've been active. You know, for the last like 3 years, I've been fighting every 2-3 months.
Big time. Big time.
Right, my timing's there. And in 4 weeks, I'm gonna get to show the world who I am. That last one was a little hiccup. We're gonna put that one behind us.
Absolutely. Look forward. Move forward.
Yeah, move forward and get on to the next one.
Any special loved one, training partner, coaches, or sponsors that support us that you want to shout out to?
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost, you know, Dark Horse Gym, all my training partners there. You know, we got the Heat, we got Jazik, we got my boy Raul. You know. We got Kung Lee over there, Junior. Man, I got all my guys. Chris, you know, I appreciate all you guys. We're always in the gym grinding, pushing each other, you know, taking it to that next level. Coach Dave, you know, he's been on the mats with us, you know, showing us a bunch of technique. We've been drilling every day, so, you know, we've been getting that work in. And then all my sponsors, you know, Fight Logic, Condor Security of America, Fat Cat Smoke Shop, Latito Media, Tiki Pete's. Right, we got a few other ones. If I forgot, you know, I'm sorry about
Hashtag.
that. Hashtag. You know, it's on my shorts, so when I walk out, everybody's gonna be able to see the logos, you know, nice and clear. So
that's pretty
awesome.
awesome.
On FaceTime.
Now, if your partner, your opponent watching this interview, what do you have to say to him?
I appreciate you for taking this fight, man. I'm excited to throw down. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Train hard, stay healthy, and let's go. That's
good. That's pretty awesome. Now, Joe, this is a long journey for you. Besides him, is there any other 185er in the Bay or in the nation that you have eyes on them?
I got my eyes on a bunch of guys, but we're gonna take it one fight at a time. So after this one, then we'll get the next one booked up. And I already got a name for you. So
sounds good. After this one, we'll maybe do a little after fight interview, and then let's see how things could play out. You know. So for more info, check out DragonHouseMMA.com, guys. August 17th, the historical building in California. Cow Palace. Do not miss it out. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Our next event, the last event of the year, November 9th, it's going to be another firework back to Keystar Pavilion. Any fighter, manager, want to get your fighters on the card, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram, Dragon_House_MMA, and then follow me on YouTube and subscribe, comment, you know, do whatever you got to do. And here we go. We'll get ready for another huge epic event, August 17th. Cow Palace. Any last word you want to say to anybody out there?
All my fight fans, everybody that's supporting me, you know, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm gonna have tickets as of today, so you know, you guys tap in, get at your boy. I'll drop them off, or you can pull up at the gym. And I appreciate you for having me on the show, man.
Always,
you know, about to run it back to the Cow Palace. Last time we got, you know, a second round sub, so
yeah,
I'm gonna try to make it the first round this time. So let's go.
Awesome. I'm Joe Lo signing out. We'll see you guys August 17th. Peace.